Welcome everyone. Today's video is going to change how the world sees you, and more importantly, how you see yourself. Because before you speak a single word, before you even introduce yourself, you are already communicating. Your posture, your eye contact, your hands, your walk, your silence. All of these things are speaking louder than your voice ever can. In fact, research shows that over 55% of all human communication is body language. Yes, it is more than your actual words. That means even if you speak perfectly, even if you memorize the best vocabulary, if your body is sending the wrong message, people will struggle to believe you. Let that sink in for a moment. Think about this. You walk into a job interview. You have prepared for days. Your resume is strong. Your answers are smart. But you sit down with your shoulders slouched, your hands shaking, and your eyes darting around the room. Before you even open your mouth, the interviewer has already made a decision about your character. You have lost the room without saying a word. Now, imagine something different. You walk in with a confident posture, calm energy, steady eyes, and a natural smile. You speak slowly and clearly. You pause like you are in control. Suddenly, people lean in. They listen. They believe you. Not just because of your words, but because of your presence. That is what real body language does. It does not just help you look confident. It helps you become powerful in your relationships, your career, and your life. This is not just for public speakers or CEOs. It is for you, the student who wants to feel bold in class. It is for you, the person learning English who wants people to understand and respect them. It is for you, the shy, the introverted, the scared, the silent, who have been ignored for years simply because no one ever taught them how to use their body. This is your moment to change that. In this video, I will give you 10 powerful body language tips. But listen carefully. These are not just small tricks like stand straight or smile more. Each one of these tips is like a skill, a secret message your body sends to the world. And each tip comes with deep, real-life examples so you can understand it, remember it, and use it immediately, no matter who you are or where you live. By the end of this video, you will not just know how to use body language, you will feel transformed. You will walk differently and speak differently. And the next time you enter a room, you will own it. Let us begin. Lesson 1. Stand like a leader, not like a loser. Why is this our first lesson? Because before you say a single word, before you smile, and even before you sit down, you are already standing. In that very first moment, how you hold your body tells people whether you are confident or insecure, strong or weak, worth listening to or worth ignoring. Your posture is your first sentence to the world. Sadly, most people are already speaking like losers without even knowing it. Let us look at the body language of someone who looks weak, even if they are brilliant. Think about a person with their head down, shoulders rolled forward, feet close together, and arms crossed or stuck in their pockets. Their spine is slightly curved, and they are breathing fast and shallow. Now here is the harsh truth. You might be a kind person, a smart thinker, or a hard-working student, but if you walk into a room like that, people will assume you are not ready. They might not tell you to your face, but they will treat you differently. They will give you less respect, less attention, and fewer opportunities, not because of your skills, but because of your stance. Now, imagine the opposite. You walk into a room with your head up, shoulders back, and chin parallel to the ground. Your arms are relaxed at your sides. Your feet are shoulder-width apart. Your spine is straight, and your breathing is slow and deep. You have not said anything yet, but people already feel your presence. They feel that you belong here, that you are calm, capable, and centered. This is not arrogance. This is not fake. This is the natural power of confident posture. Let us look at a real example. Imagine two candidates walking into the same room for a big meeting. Candidate A walks in with his head down, arms folded, and he looks like he is in a rush. He sits down, slouches, crosses his legs tightly, and speaks very quickly. Now look at candidate B. She walks in slowly. She pauses, takes a breath, and keeps her head up. She smiles lightly, keeps her shoulders back, and sits with her back straight. Her hands rest gently on the table. She looks calm. If both people say the exact same words, who do you think will be remembered? Who will be trusted more? Who will be taken more seriously? It is not about their words. It is about how they stood, because your body is your message. There is scientific proof for this. Amy Cuddy, a researcher from Harvard, conducted a famous study. She asked people to do power poses, standing like superheroes, for just 2 minutes. What happened? Their confidence increased. Their testosterone, the dominance hormone, increased, while their cortisol, the stress hormone, dropped. They spoke better, felt better, and performed better in interviews just by changing their posture. This is not magic, it is science. Your body changes your mind, and your mind changes your body again. It is a cycle. When you stand like a leader, your brain believes you are a leader. And when your brain believes it, the world believes it too. To train this daily, try the wall drill. Stand against a wall and make sure your heels, butt, upper back, and head touch it. This is perfect posture. Memorize how it feels. Use the invisible string technique. Imagine a string pulling you up from the top of your head to align your spine. Practice the mirror walk. Walk slowly in front of a mirror with your head level and shoulders open. Finally, do a power pose every morning for 2 minutes. Stand tall. Put your hands on your hips. Breathe deeply and tell yourself, I am ready. I am confident. I own my space. Do this every day. You will rewire your body to feel powerful naturally. Your posture is your silent way of saying, I believe in myself, and so should you. Lesson 2. Eye contact that speaks power, not fear. Before you speak, before you smile, and even before you sit down, people notice your eyes. Your eyes are not just organs for seeing, they are powerful tools for emotion. They act as invisible bridges that connect you to the people around you. They tell the truth, even when your words try to hide it. The person who knows how to use eye contact has the power to influence, build trust, and command respect without saying a single word. But if you do not understand it, and your eyes look nervous, confused, or lost, then no matter what you say, people will not fully believe you. Let me show you how deep this goes. Imagine you walk into a room. You see someone looking at you directly, calm, clear, and steady. They are not staring aggressively, but they hold your gaze with ease. You immediately feel that this person is present. They are not afraid. Now imagine someone who walks in, looks down, glances side to side, and talks while staring at the floor. What do you feel? You feel nervousness, distrust, and discomfort. Even if they are smart or kind, you do not trust them fully, because your brain reads their body language like a book, and their eyes are the main headline. This is not about being an extrovert. This is about being present, grounded, and connected. Studies in psychology show that people who maintain appropriate eye contact are rated as more confident, more trustworthy, and more intelligent. Conversely, a lack of eye contact is often associated with nervousness or low status. Here is something even more powerful. Maintaining eye contact triggers a release of oxytocin in the brain, a chemical that builds trust and bonding. When you hold eye contact, you are literally building trust in their brain without saying a word. It is not a trick, it is biology. Let us look at a real story. A company was hiring for a high-level position. 2 final candidates were equally skilled and had great resumes. Candidate A walked in, spoke clearly, but avoided eye contact. He looked down often and glanced sideways. His answers were good, but something felt off. Candidate B walked in, smiled calmly, and looked the interviewer in the eye. She listened with her eyes, spoke with her eyes, and paused with her eyes. She did not stare, but she was present. Guess who got the job? Candidate B. The manager said later, "She looked like someone I could trust. She looked like a leader." To build perfect eye contact, use the 50-70 rule. When speaking, maintain eye contact 50% of the time. When listening, increase it to 70%. This shows you are confident while speaking and deeply present while listening. Use the triangle technique. Instead of staring at one eye, move your gaze gently between the left eye, the right eye, and the mouth. This creates a natural, non-robotic connection. Remember the 3-second rule? Hold eye contact for about 3 seconds at a time, then look away briefly before returning. This creates a rhythm that shows you are here, you are real, and you are not afraid. Practice this in safe spaces, like talking to a friend or even looking in the mirror. Your confidence will grow slowly but surely. When you feel powerful, your eyes will show it. When you believe in yourself, your gaze will be steady. Lesson 3. The power of your hands. Speak with them, not against them. Your hands are far more than just tools for typing, eating, or lifting. They are one of the most expressive communication weapons you possess, yet most people misuse them entirely. Here is a secret. When you speak, your audience listens to your hands before your words even register in their minds. This is because the human brain evolved for survival. Thousands of years ago, seeing someone's hands meant you were safe. If someone's hands were hidden, they might be holding a weapon. If their hands were open, they came in peace. That primitive instinct is still with us today. When your hands are visible, open, and natural, people feel safe, connected, and engaged. When your hands are hidden, stiff, or fidgety, people feel nervous, distracted, or disconnected. Your hands can either make your message powerful or make people doubt everything you say. Imagine you are listening to a speaker, but they keep their hands in their pockets, cross their arms tightly, or constantly touch their face. Even if they speak well, their body says, "I am nervous, I am hiding something," or "I am not in control." Your brain responds by feeling disengaged and less trusting. Now, imagine a speaker who uses their hands naturally. They show their palms openly while explaining a point. They use calm, slow gestures to emphasize key words, and their hands move in rhythm with their voice. Even before they finish a sentence, you feel that this person is clear, believes in what they are saying, and is worth listening to. That is the power of conscious hand gestures. Neuroscience supports this. A study from Princeton University found that hand gestures can improve listener comprehension by up to 40%. That means when you move your hands correctly, your audience actually understands you better. For those learning English, this is life-changing. Even if your vocabulary is limited, your hands can fill in the gaps. They can show emotion, direction, size, and energy. Your hands can become your translator. Let us look at 2 English learners giving a short introduction. Person A says, "Hello, I am from Brazil. I like travel. I am a student. I am nervous." His hands are stuck in his pockets, no movement, no expression. The words feel empty. Person B says, "Hi, I am from Brazil," as he gestures toward himself. "I love to travel," he says, opening his hands wide like a map. "I am a student," he adds, pointing to his heart. Even with the same level of English, the second person builds a real human connection. To master this, remember the meaning behind common gestures. Open palms facing up or forward show that you are honest, open, and respectful. Use this when explaining something. A stable palm-down gesture shows certainty. Use it when delivering a strong conclusion. Be careful with pointing your finger, as it can feel aggressive or accusatory. Instead, use a gentle hand direction. Steeple your hands, touching your fingertips together, to show confidence and composure. Avoid hiding your hands in your sleeves or under the table, and stop fidgeting with your rings or tapping your fingers, as these show anxiety. Finally, practice by speaking in front of a mirror and recording yourself. Focus on synchronizing your movements with your thoughts. Let your hands follow your feelings. Your hands are not decoration, they are your voice without words. When your hands speak with your heart, people will feel every word you say, even in silence. Lesson 4. The magic of a confident smile. Create connection without saying a word. A smile is not just about being nice. A real, confident, intentional smile can do things that no amount of talking can achieve. It can disarm fear, build trust, attract attention, show warmth, and create authority. Your smile is one of the fastest ways to influence human emotion, both in others and in yourself. However, most people smile the wrong way, at the wrong time, or not at all. Let us change that. There are two types of smiles. One builds trust, and one destroys it. The fake smile is forced, quick, and weak. It does not reach the eyes and disappears too fast. People can see right through it, and it says, "I am not really happy, I am nervous, I am pretending." This creates tension rather than connection. Then there is the genuine Duchenne smile. This is the smile that lifts the cheeks, crinkles the eyes, spreads naturally, and stays for a second or two. It feels warm and effortless. This is the smile that creates trust, love, and positive energy. Even if your English is broken or you make mistakes, a real smile tells people, "I am not perfect, but I am here and I care." Research shows that when you smile, your brain releases dopamine, serotonin, and endorphins, chemicals that make you feel happy, relaxed, and safe. Your smile triggers mirror neurons in others, which means they begin to feel what you feel. People who smile confidently are rated as more attractive, more trustworthy, and more intelligent. That is right. Smiling actually makes you appear smarter. Think about a classroom full of shy students. If a new teacher walks in and instead of speaking right away, pauses and offers a genuine, slow, open smile, the students will naturally feel safer. That one moment builds a bond. Every time those students make mistakes, if the teacher smiles warmly, it gives them permission to try, fail, and grow. To master this, start by practicing your smile in the mirror. Look at yourself and smile until your eyes join in. It should feel warm, slow, and honest. Practice smiling during low-stress moments, like when you are walking down the street or waiting for a bus. This builds the habit so it comes naturally when you are nervous. When you smile, do not flash it instantly. Let it arrive slowly, as it looks much more real. Breathe into it. Inhale gently through your nose, then smile as you exhale. This calms your nervous system and makes the expression authentic. Some people think being serious equals being powerful, but the truth is, a confident smile shows you are not afraid to be human. It says, "I am calm in the middle of chaos. I do not need to fake toughness because I am in control and I choose warmth." So smile not just to please others, but to own your space with grace. People may forget your words, but they will always remember how your smile made them feel. Lesson 5. Mirroring, the secret of instant connection. Imagine this. You are sitting across from someone you have just met. You start talking and suddenly something strange happens. You find yourself crossing your legs just like they did. A few minutes later, they take a sip of water and you do the same. They lean back, and within seconds, you are mirroring them without even realizing it. This is not an accident or a mind game. This is mirroring, one of the most powerful tools in body language. It is how humans say, "I understand you, I feel comfortable with you, and we are the same." When used consciously, it can help you build trust and influence faster than almost anything else. Mirroring is when your body language subtly copies the person you are interacting with. This includes their posture, gestures, facial expressions, and even their tone, pace, and volume. Here is the magic. When you mirror someone, they feel seen, safe, and understood. The human brain is wired to connect with people who seem like us. You have probably noticed that close friends or couples often sit in similar positions or laugh in sync. This happens naturally when there is trust. But when you learn to do it intentionally, you can build that rapport in minutes. Neuroscience studies show that when two people mirror each other, their brain waves begin to align, their heart rates synchronize, and their emotional states connect. Their mirror neurons, the cells that activate when we see others move, become active. This creates that invisible bridge where two people feel like they have clicked. Salespeople, therapists, and leaders use this technique every day. Consider a young woman interviewing for a job in a foreign country. Her English was not perfect, and she was very nervous. The interviewer was cold and serious. She remembered her coach's advice: mirror them. She did not copy his words, but she matched his rhythm. When he leaned forward, she leaned slightly too. When he paused, she paused. When he used a hand gesture, she used a similar one a few moments later. Her tone matched his slow, thoughtful pace. Within 5 minutes, the energy in the room shifted. The interviewer relaxed, he smiled, and the wall between them disappeared. She got the job, not because her English was flawless, but because her connection was strong. To master mirroring, remember 3 keys: be subtle, be patient, and be authentic. If you copy someone immediately, it feels robotic or manipulative. Wait 5 to 10 seconds before you mirror them. First, observe their posture and energy. Then, match their speaking volume and pace. If they speak softly, soften your voice. If they are excited, show a bit more energy. Finally, reflect their emotions. If they share something sad, do not stay overly cheerful. Match their serious, respectful tone. This makes people feel emotionally safe with you. Once you have built that connection, you can even lead the conversation by changing your own posture and seeing if they follow. You have gone from simply mirroring to influencing. Whether in interviews, friendships, or romance, mirroring is the unspoken bond that brings people together. Lesson 6. Master the pause. Don't rush, own the moment. Confident people pause, nervous people rush. That one sentence is life-changing. Let me explain why. In communication, the pause is one of the most powerful signals of strength, control, and trust. Yet most people, especially when nervous, try to fill every second with words, sounds, apologies, or filler language like like, or you know. What they don't realize is that every time you rush to fill a pause, you destroy your own power. You send a silent message: I don't feel safe with silence. I need to prove myself constantly. I am not in control. But the person who pauses, even for just 2 to 3 seconds, looks calm. They feel centered. They own the room. When you pause, your words carry more weight. Your listener has time to absorb your message. You appear more thoughtful, mature, and emotionally stable. You project authority and confidence. You take control of the rhythm of the conversation. In fact, research from Harvard Business Review found that leaders who speak slower and pause more are rated as more persuasive, trustworthy, and intelligent. And guess what? Great actors, world leaders, and TED speakers, they all pause like artists. Imagine a motivational speaker walked onto a stage filled with 2,000 people. Everyone expected him to talk fast, jump in, and hype them up. But he did something else. He walked to the center, looked at the audience, took a deep breath, and said nothing for 10 seconds. No words, just presence. The room went silent. People leaned in. Why? Because in a world that never stops talking, a person who can hold silence becomes magnetic. When he finally spoke, his first words hit with 10 times more power. To master the pause, start today. In your next conversation, don't feel the need to respond instantly. When someone asks you a question, Pause for 2 seconds, breathe, and then answer. You will notice that people listen more closely, and you will feel more in command of your own thoughts. Silence is not a lack of words. It is a display of power. It shows that you are not afraid of the space you occupy. So stop rushing. Let your words land. Own the moment, and you will own the room. Lesson 7. Lower your voice, raise your power. People often think body language is only about movement, how you walk, where you place your hands, or what your face is doing. But there is one thing that is often forgotten, and it is just as powerful as your body. Your voice is body language. The way you use your voice, the tone, the pace, the volume, and the pitch, sends just as strong a signal as your posture or your eyes. When it comes to power, nothing signals strength like a lower, calmer voice. I do not mean a loud voice, a fast voice, or a robotic, forced voice. I mean a grounded, deep, controlled voice. The kind that makes people stop, listen, and feel safe. Let us understand why this matters. When people feel nervous, especially in English conversations or public speaking, their voice changes. It becomes higher, faster, and shaky. It fills with or and it goes up at the end of sentences, turning statements into questions. Even if your words are strong, a high-pitched, fast voice says, "I am scared, I am unsure, I do not believe in myself." This destroys your authority and invites interruption. Compare that to a calm, deep, slow voice. Even with fewer words, this voice says, "I am in control, you can trust me, and I mean what I say." This is the voice of a leader. There was a young team member in a company who was brilliant but always overlooked. In meetings, he spoke fast, nervously, in a high-pitched tone. One day, his coach gave him a challenge. In the next meeting, speak 50% slower and drop your voice by 1 level. He did it. When his turn came, he paused, looked at the team, and said, "I believe this strategy will work." He did not speak loudly, and he did not speak for long, but people looked up. They leaned in. They finally listened. That day, his voice changed, and so did his role. He was no longer the nervous kid. He became a leader. Studies show that people with lower-pitched voices are perceived as more trustworthy, more confident, and more competent. In fact, research on presidential elections shows that candidates with lower voices consistently win more votes because deep voices signal stability and emotional control. And the best part? You do not need to be born with a deep voice. You just need to train it. Start by breathing from your diaphragm. Most people breathe from their chest, which creates a shallow, high voice. To sound strong, breathe from your belly. Put one hand on your chest and one on your belly. Take a deep breath and feel your belly rise. Speak while exhaling slowly. Speak 30% slower than you think you should. When you are nervous, you will feel the need to rush, but great speakers slow down. Use downward inflection. Do not end your sentences with a rising tone, as if you are asking a question. Instead, end your statements with a downward tone to show that this is a fact and you believe it. Record your voice and listen back. Most people have no idea how they sound. Record yourself speaking naturally. Then record again using a slower, deeper tone. You will hear the difference immediately. A strong voice does not shout. It does not try to dominate. It simply says, "I trust myself, so you can trust me too." Lesson 8. The walk of confidence. Move like you belong everywhere. People notice you before they ever hear you speak. The way you walk into a room determines how you are treated for the rest of the interaction. You could be the smartest, kindest, or most talented person in the room, but if you walk like you are invisible, you will be treated that way. That is why confident body language does not start when you speak. It starts the moment you move. The way you enter, the way you carry yourself, and the way you navigate space. That is your first speech. Most people do not realize what they are doing when they walk. An insecure walk is easy to spot. Head down, shoulders slouched, fast and unsteady steps, arms stiff or glued to the sides, and feet moving too close together. This walk says, "I am nervous. Please do not look at me. I do not want to be here." And the world listens. People look past you, not because of who you are, but because of how you carry yourself. Now imagine the opposite. Head held high, chin parallel to the floor, shoulders relaxed and back, arms swinging naturally, and steps that are measured and calm. This walk says, "I am grounded. I know who I am, and I belong in every room I enter." It is not arrogance, it is self-respect in motion. Consider a young man who joined a new company. He was brilliant, but he was always ignored. People spoke over him, and meetings continued without his input. His walk was small, quick, and his head was always down. His mentor gave him one challenge. For the next 7 days, change nothing except your walk. He slowed down, lifted his head, opened his chest, and walked into rooms with calm energy rather than a rush. In just 1 week, people started noticing him. His boss invited him to present, and colleagues greeted him first. Nothing else had changed except his presence, and it all started with his walk. To master this, reset your posture. Stand in front of a mirror, pull your shoulders back, imagine a string pulling your head upward, and breathe deeply. This is your home base. Walk with a calm pace. Do not rush and do not drag your feet. Walk with rhythm, grace, and strength. You are not in a race. You are in command. Let your arms swing naturally with your steps. Keep your fingers relaxed and keep your eyes forward. Do not look at the ground or your phone. When you look like you know where you are going, people trust you more. Whether it is your office, a cafe, or a classroom, enter with intention. Before you walk in, pause, breathe, and lift your posture. This habit alone can change your entire life. You do not have to be famous or wear expensive clothes. If you walk with self-respect, the world starts to believe it too. Every time you walk, let it be a message. I am here, I matter, and I will not shrink. Lesson 9. Personal space, the invisible language of power and respect. People talk about eye contact and posture, but very few understand one of the most powerful parts of body language, space. The area between you and the people around you is not empty. It is full of meaning, emotion, and silent signals. If you do not respect this invisible boundary, or if you are not aware of how you use it, you will make people feel uncomfortable or disrespected without meaning to. But if you master personal space, you instantly become someone who feels powerful, respectful, and magnetic. From the moment we are born, we develop a sense of space around us, often called our personal bubble. When someone gets too close, we feel invaded. When someone stays too far, we feel rejected. When someone stands just right, we feel safe and connected. This space is psychological and even cultural. In countries like the US or Germany, people generally want more space. In places like Italy or India, people may feel comfortable standing closer. Regardless of where you are, invading space without awareness makes others feel uneasy. The person who controls their space with intention owns the room without saying a word. To understand this, remember the 4 zones of space. The intimate zone, from 0 to 18 inches, is reserved for partners and close friends. Entering this without permission creates tension. The personal zone, from 1.5 to 4 feet, is for friendly conversations and social interactions. The social zone, from 4 to 12 feet, is for professional settings and meetings. The public zone, beyond 12 feet, is for stage environments. A great team leader I once knew never spoke loudly and never interrupted. Yet everyone noticed when he entered the room. Why? Because he respected space. He never stood too close and never hovered over people. He gave others room to breathe, and in return, they gave him their full attention. He moved with intention and sat with presence. To use space like a leader, start by reading the room. Before moving close to someone, observe how they stand. Are they leaning in or back? Adapt to their comfort level. Then lead with a calm presence. Give others space to gain respect. In conversations, do not rush forward. Let people come into your space slowly. By allowing this distance, you say, I do not need to force a connection because I am confident enough to wait. Also, take up space, but do it gently. When sitting, do not shrink. Keep your back straight, your feet planted on the floor, and your arms resting naturally. You are not invading, you are claiming your presence. Practice these positions in meetings or public places. Sit where you can be seen, but do not hide in corners or rush to be the center. You do not need to touch people to connect with them. You just need to respect their invisible boundaries while holding your own with strength. When you are not afraid to claim your space, you send a silent message that you do not chase approval. You carry presence, and that is the language of leaders. Lesson 10. Don't fake body language, become it. We have talked about posture, eye contact, hands, voice, walking, mirroring, silence, and space. But here is the most important lesson of all. If you fake it, people will feel it. You can try to copy every gesture and practice every trick. You can stand tall, smile right, and use the perfect tone. But if deep down you still feel like you are not good enough, or you are scared that you will fail, your body will still leak that insecurity. Real body language does not come from copying. It comes from something deeper. It comes from belief. Fake body language is over-exaggerated, feels robotic, and tries too hard. It feels like a performance rather than presence. Real body language, however, grows from the inside out. It is connected to what you actually feel. It is calm, relaxed, controlled, and expressed with purpose. It feels natural, powerful, and trustworthy. You do not need to pretend, you need to become. This means instead of faking confidence, you must build it. Instead of faking calm, you must breathe into it. Instead of faking strength, you must remember your own worth. Imagine a girl who had been to every workshop and read every blog. She practiced her walk, her smile, and her voice. But something still felt wrong. People still did not listen, and they still looked past her. One day, a coach told her, "Stop trying to act confident. Start living like someone who believes they matter." So she stopped practicing in the mirror. Instead, she took better care of her health, spoke her truth even when it was scary, stopped chasing approval, and stopped pretending. One day, a friend told her, "You have changed. Your energy feels real now." She had not memorized anything new. She had simply started believing in herself, and her body followed. To train your inner body language, you must face your fears slowly and repeatedly. Confidence is built by doing things that scare you. Speak up when you want to hide. Stand tall when you feel small. Each time you do, your body learns that you are safe and capable. Change the voice in your head. Do not say, "I hope they like me." Say, "I have something valuable to give." Do not say, "I am not ready." Say, "I am growing and learning." What you say to yourself becomes your posture, your eyes, and your energy. Create micro wins. Confidence is not built in one giant speech. It is built by standing tall in small moments, meeting someone's eyes for 3 seconds, or choosing to speak when you usually stay silent. These tiny wins stack until your body language becomes who you are, not just a trick. Be kind but firm with yourself. Confidence is not arrogance. It is not about being better than others. It is about knowing your worth and carrying it quietly. Let your body say, "I do not need to prove anything. I just need to be." You do not need to memorize 100 tricks. You just need to come back to yourself and use your body as a tool of honest presence. Because when your body and your mind are in alignment, that is when people listen. That is when trust is built. That is when confidence is felt, not performed. Remember, you speak before you speak. Your body tells the world who you are long before your words do. So carry yourself like someone worth listening to, because you are. If this video helped you, imagine what your future could look like with more of this content. Subscribe now, not just to this channel, but to a stronger, more confident version of you. If this helped you even a little, share it. Let it be a reminder to someone who needs to know. You don't have to shout to be powerful, and you don't have to fake to be confident. You just have to be present, be calm, and be real. That is what the best body language is made of. This was your lesson in silent power. Now take it and become unforgettable.